Welcome back to the Christian Foundation course, study number 129. We're in the laying on of hands. Let's get straight into it. We're talking about how people can be murdered through our actions, through our hands, and how detrimental that is, and how harmful it is, and how unnecessary it is. We're in John chapter 8. We're going down to verse 44. Jesus addressing the Pharisees who he had fallen out with, "You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it." That is how the devil works. Now, lies will always lead to harm. And ultimately, when lies get their way, its ultimate endeavor is to murder. It doesn't always reach that point. Satan wants people dead. If he can't get them dead, he wants them harmed or maimed. And this is my point here. So, as we read earlier, we are to have holy hands. Hands like the Lord Jesus that want to help people prosper and be in good health. Not like Satan, who wants people to murder through lies and deceit and other resources that will ultimately bring harm. Now, Jesus in Matthew 17 is addressing his disciples. And his disciples in verse 10 asked him, saying, "Why then do the scribes say that Elijah must come first?" And Jesus answered and said to them, "Indeed, Elijah is coming first, and will restore all things. But I say to you that Elijah has come already, and they did not know him, but did to him whatever they wished. Likewise, the Son of Man is also about to suffer at their hands." Can you see that? Jesus was about to suffer at their hands. Then in Matthew 21, Jesus having another fallout with the Pharisees. In verse 45, "Now when the chief priests and Pharisees heard his parables, they perceived that he was speaking of them. But when they sought to lay hands on him," what did they want to do? They wanted to lay hands on him, but not in a constructive way. They wanted to kill him. They feared the multitudes because they took him for a prophet. So there we have the laying on of hands, but in the negative perspective, which is what we're talking about. We don't want to be going around trying to lay our hands on people to harm them, do we? And then in chapter 40, verses 7 and 8, Jesus speaking prophetically, "Then I said, Behold, I come. In the scroll of the book it is written of me, I delight to do your will, O my God, and your law is written in my heart." That is a prophetic proclamation of the Lord Jesus Christ in the book of Psalms. And then in Hebrews chapter 10, we have the same psalm. Christ's death fulfills God's will. Therefore, when he came into the world, he said, "Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you have prepared for me. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you had no pleasure. Then I said, Behold, I have come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do your will, O God." That's talking about Jesus Christ and him crucified. And then in Matthew 26, we read of the betrayal and arrest in Gethsemane of the Lord Jesus Christ. "And while he was still speaking, behold, Judas, one of the 12, with a great multitude with swords and clubs, came from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now his betrayer had given them a sign, saying, Whomever I kiss, he is the one, seize him. Immediately he went up to Jesus and said, Greetings, Rabbi, and kissed him." Now that's a terrible way to, share touch, isn't it? And kissed him. Something's playing up here. There's something playing up here. But Jesus said to him, "Friend, why have you come?" Then they came and laid hands on Jesus. What did they do? They laid hands on Jesus and took him. And suddenly one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck the high priest and cut off his ear. That's exactly what we're talking about. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to stretch out your hand to harm people. But there's a lot of harm going on here. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll continue the laying on of hands in the next lesson of the Christian Foundation course. Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, Theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.